Today we're going to uncover 10 points that I think you're going to be surprised which ones you are not doing and actually how effective they're going to be. By working on just 1 point a day for 1 minute, over time you're going to really build up these good habits that is just going to make playing so much more easier, and you're going to sound better for it as well. So we're starting on the 9th fret and we're going to play the 9 with the first finger, 10 with the second, 11 with the third, and then pinky plays a 12. And the idea is we want to lay the fingers down one after another. Okay, we don't want to lift the fingers off like that. We want to lay the fingers down. Then we go down to the 8th fret and we do the same thing. 7. And just do whatever speed you feel really comfortable with. We'll be talking about timing and stuff later. So number 2, tone is everything. So on this one, let's jump to the B string and we're going to just focus on getting our fingers right into the corner of the right hand side of the fret wire. And this ensures we're getting a perfect sound each time. You know, keep laying your fingers down. I'm just going to play at this sort of speed, but you can play at whatever speed feels comfortable. You can go all the way down. And then come back up if you like. Okay, you could even reverse it as well. You could go 4 finger first and then go 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Point number 3, keep it clean. This one is all about the left hand or the fretting hand muting. So if we're on the high E string, what we need to do is make sure our index finger is muting the B string. Okay, as simple as that. So when you're laying the fingers down, your first finger is always going to be in control of the string sort of toward the ceiling, adjacent to that. Okay, so if we're on the high E string, it will look like this. Okay, if we're on the B string, we are muting the G string and also the high E string. Okay, this is going to really clean up your playing. So if you don't already know this, this is absolutely valuable. So on the G string, we are muting the B and the E and the D. Okay, and then you go all the way down. Then on the D string, we are muting the A and then the top 3 strings. Okay, you can still do it reverse as well. You know, just your first finger, again, could just be muting all the strings as you go back up. So that would look like this. So I'm just purposely trying to mute as many strings as I can with that index finger. When we go to the A, we're muting the E, and then the top 4. Looks like that. And then finally on the E string, we're actually muting all 5 above that. So even if you're not playing those strings, they will potentially still ring through. This is all about trying to relax the fretting hand as much as possible. Quite surprising how much pressure you're actually applying to the string, and you actually don't need to. So we're going to go on to the top E string again, 9th fret, and I want you to just purposely mute the string. You know, trying to touch the string, but just get it so it sounds like that. And then gradually, with that index finger, keep pushing down a little bit harder. You'll get that note to sort of buzz. And then push down a little bit more, just incrementally, until the note rings through. Okay, then slowly keep that pressure exactly how it feels there. Now do the same thing with the second finger. Okay, then the third, and then the 4th. Okay, now once you've done that, feel your hand at the moment, how much tension you're applying to each finger in turn. And I reckon about 95% sure of this, that you're actually applying so much less pressure than you were previously. Okay, then move down to the 8th fret and you get that buzzing sound, second finger buzzing, and then just pushing down. Okay, this is one that's going to take some time to relearn how you're playing the guitar. I mean, that just feels, my left hand, just, there's no pressure, there's no tension in my hand, and it just feels so, so good. Now this one's about movement in the left hand. You don't want your fingers to be, especially that pinky, all the way down here. You could be laying the fingers down, but if your finger's right down here, then you're going to find it far, far harder to play. My 2 words that I always refer to good technique is just move less, as simple as that. okay, or back down. Or you can go down and up. Again, just focusing on not lifting your fingers off too much. So with your right hand or your picking hand, if you're a left-handed player, we are making sure we are muting with the palms. Really important here is to get that arm in a position. You might need to move your elbow up quite high, but the idea is we're placing our palm right near the saddle on the thicker string. So we're on the high E, we are muting the majority of the strings. I always think if I'm fretting a note or fretting a string, I'm basically, that finger that's fretting is muting the string above, and then the rest of my palm is muting all the lower strings, okay? And if I get all the way up to, say, for instance, the E string, my palm is now off the guitar. It just moves up in this direction, like that, just upward, okay? So if I'm playing the E, my wrist is still on the guitar, but I'm playing like that. And then as soon as I go to the A, just moving down a notch, D, and keeps moving down. As you can see there, I'm just moving that down. With that and the left hand, you've got everything covered and it's going to sound so much more clean. So focusing on that high E string, we're making sure we're muting. Again, you could just double check every note. Or down. Again, just have a bit of fun with it. So number 7 is alternate picking. So let's go to the D string just to mix it up a little bit. So the D string, we are doing a downstroke on the 9, up, down, up. Okay, then moving down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, over time, it'll just be second nature to do that. And yeah, it just makes playing up to speed far quicker, because to do 2 downstrokes you need to come back up to do another downstroke. When we're picking, we want to pick really close, we don't want to see big movements, okay? Yeah, so we're just trying to keep that pick nice and close. Dynamics is where we are playing loud and soft. You can be much more expressive this way. So having the control in your right hand or your picking hand is valuable and really important. So every first note we play, we're just going to accent it. So it will sound like this. So we're going to go 1. So then you can practice the second upstroke, which will sound like this. Okay, then you could do the second downstroke, which will be the third note. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and you practice that. And then you could do an upstroke on the fourth note, which will be where your pinky is. Okay, then you could play in order. Every time you go down, you go to the next pattern, which will sound like this. And you could also go from soft to loud, loud to soft. Again, mix it up. So you just, making it more interesting each time you do it. So this will be soft to loud as an example. So duration basically means the length of the note before we then switch. An example of a short duration would be this. So it always sounds a little bit gappy. When we have a long duration, we're hearing the note and it's continual, okay? There's no gap, it's just leading from one note to another. Okay, one thing I hear a lot of beginners do is they play the note and then almost like hammer on the note. So you actually, the left hand or the fretting hand is quicker than the right. So it's about coordinating the hands to work together exactly the same time as you put the finger down, you're then picking. So that will look like this. Now number 10, this is an awesome challenge for you. This is timing. Now, so timing, for me, rhythm is the most important thing. Okay, if I played you this, beautiful. So hopefully you guessed that was Happy Birthday, and obviously the completely wrong notes, but the rhythm was exactly the same. So when we're looking at the different kind of forms of rhythm, depending on what stage you're at, put a metronome on about 60 beats per minute, or just finding a tempo that works for you, or you can put on a drum loop playing one note per click, which will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're playing crotchets here. Okay, if you've got used to that, you can then play 2 notes per click, so same sort of tempo. But we're doubling up. Again, you can play at different tempos, finding out what works with you, but it's just finding that 2 note per click rhythm, which is called quavers, or 8th notes. Okay, then once you've done that, you can then do triplets. So this is really odd actually, because you're playing a 4-note sequence and then you're trying to play 3 notes within that. So that would be this. It'd be like we can count it as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, again all the way down and all the way back up. Then you could do 4, which is 16th note, so that would sound like this. Anyone out there who wants to try this, you could do crotchets, then 8th notes, then triplets, then 16th notes, then triplets, then 8th notes, then crotchets. Okay, so you're playing 1 note, then 2 notes, then 3 notes, then 4 notes, then back down to 3, down to 2, then down to the 1 again, and kind of loop that. Really, really good. And you have to do it for a bar. Count it as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so let me do a demonstration of that. Hopefully I won't screw up, and you'll be able to see and hear how that sounds. Again, great exercise for your rhythm. Setting at different metronome speeds will increase your technique as well. You can tap your foot along to the metronome too, like I'm doing. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint, okay? Your technique and learning about your hands, okay? Working every day just a little bit is gonna really greatly improve. And you think if you did that over a course of a year, imagine how much your technique would have grown, and it only takes a minute. It's like almost a great warm-up exercise. So just stick with 1 metronome speed. It's quite easy to get a bit carried away and trying to whack the metronome speed up really quickly, but I would suggest not doing that and just bringing it up slowly. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments how you get on with that. And be sure to subscribe if you're really interested in taking your playing to the next level, and check out my other videos on my channel. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe and check out this next video up here. I'm sure you're going to love that one too. See you next time.